Mamă, ai și intrat. Auzeam o eroare sau o chestie la OBS. Tot îmi scrie dropped frames și semnalul ăla, ce la tine e verde constant, la mine se face cu roșu câteodată și nu înțeleg de ce. Păi da, dar tot am modificat-o și tot degeaba. Am pus și 6800, am pus și 8000, am pus și 10.000, am pus și 5000. Degeaba. Păi mi scrie 6800 și un pic, 7000. Dar nu stă constant, asta mă enervează. Aici am rămas.
Nice and fresh. At least it's peaceful here. Good evening, Mr. Ridley.
The timesheet handman.
Some corpses have more personality than this guy. Christ. Who leaves the window open in the middle of November? So I'd better check the answering machine.
Da, PC-ul tău face ceva constant.
I wonder when this clown will learn to look under his feet. Birthday. I actually forgot it was today. Alice. I always crave apron, gloves, and get to work.
Da, uite că nu mă lasă să iau ăsta până nu... Ce lag.
Ah, man. I remember you. You were on that talent show. What was your name again? I need to order another batch of these. I've got to remember to do that later. And that's the whole point. Steven laughs at me for recording everything. He says I have a bigger November 21st, 1991. Time, the lecture after. So today. So, where do I start? Yes. Samantha Barker. Found in her own during the interrogation. The deceased was found after her first. When questioned, friends admitted that Samantha's last days before losing. Contact seemed extremely happy and relaxed. Okay, Now we can continue with the examination. Again, I guarantee. First, we photograph the whole body. And now, any suspicious-looking marks or wounds. Yes, I've seen this many times. Interest, very uneven. We need to invest. Well, there's even more here. You don't get such bruises from an...
Mai e lag?
A few we will need to look into. Notes prepared. Time to take a closer look. Such more by some. And here's some of them.
Să dau un pic speedrun la asta, că am făcut partea asta seară. Până ajung unde n-am mai fost.
As if someone... More numerous... We have some leads to investigate here. Let's write this down. Currently, it's on the neck of the just given the condition in general, such although it's easier to but then after examining the severed spot, the examination I'll add to be checked in the lab later. Given the testimony of the victim's friend, I add alcohol poisoning to the list of potential causes of Miss Barker's death. A blood test will I look carefully at the whole body. UV rays will reveal any traces. The area around the head, right hand clean. Legs, there's nothing here. The left hand seems to be fine. No marks. Well, nothing to surprise us here. Now gently, we take the deceased by the hand. And we check for rigor mortis.
Bun.
Again, the hand falls freely. After yesterday, you should know what this means. Since we don't have a definitive lead, we will examine all the key organs one by one. So, I'm starting the internal inspection. I dissect the skin of the deceased. And I proceed to deflect the skin flaps. Compared with yesterday's body, the deceased had now for the ribs. What do we have here? Or rather, what don't we have? There is certainly no sign of internal bleeding. Sometimes regarding bruising, it doesn't take much. My wife was constantly banging into furniture, walking into door frames. That's a wonder she never broke anything. Before I disembowel the deceased, I will take samples for toxicological tests. All done. I'll transfer these to... what was it? 15, 70, 10, 75? Maybe one day I won't need my notebook. Numbers have never been my strong point. It's probably why I regularly forgot birthdays and anniversaries. I'm lucky Alice always forgave me. Gently does it with this old thing. Handle with kid gloves. I'm starting the centrifuge. Let's see what... The laboratory is already... Fucking hell! Mr. Ridley! Where is... The fuses need resetting. Fuck it. I'll do it myself. I swear there was a flashlight in here. Whatever. I know where the switches are. First the right. And voila. What the... oh, for fuck's sake. Can't I work in peace? Jack Hanman speaking.
Easy, why so rude?
Steve? Sorry, man. This place is falling apart, and Ridley won't even lift a finger to help. You just can't work here.
Did the centrifuge strip the fuses again?
Yeah, eventually everything's gonna go up in smoke.
Look on the bright side. It's a free cremation with your autopsy.
Jesus, stop it. That shit pisses me off.
Okay, sorry, Jack. Anyway, I'm calling to ask how the autopsy's going. Soon there'll be journalists sniffing around for info, so we'd best be ready.
I'll whiz through this in a couple of hours. It doesn't look like a complicated case to me. More of a formality. The report will be available in the morning.
Sounds great. Thanks. Phew! How's your head?
Well, my head seems better than yours. On the way to work.
Holy fuck. Jack, turn on the radio.
What? What's happening?
Quiet.
A 3-car police convoy was involved in an accident near Pete's Bay Bridge while transporting prisoners to Orleans Parish Prison. At the moment, we do not know the exact number of victims or whether any of the convicts escaped. However, the scale of the accident indicates a large number of victims, possibly even fatal ones. Police are on their way to investigate the incident and secure the area. We know that the injured prisoners are on death row. The police were to transport them to their execution, which was to take place tomorrow morning. Many of them are very dangerous criminals. We will report on the matter on an ongoing basis, so stay tuned with us.
What? Was... Stephen... Was Red Pete one of the passengers? He was, wasn't he? What if he survived?
Jack, I have to go. They want me on site.
What if he survived?
I gotta go. Talk to you later, okay?
Fuck, I'm down pills. A serious accident. Lots of victims. He's definitely dead. Yes. Nothing's going to happen. Christ. I've got to get back to work.
Am zis că vorbește foarte mult.
What?
Okay.
At least... Fucking hell!
Asta e nouă.
Alright, let's see if we... And miraculously, yes. The samples did... I'll transfer them to the... A considerable collection.
Păi și...
It's been a while. It's...
Unde Dumnezeu trebuie să le pun?
Scalpel. I wasn't sure, but the world...
Și unde-i căcatul ăla?
All right, let's load this up. I placed the test tubes in the rack.
Ah, mă.
Now, just take 5 milliliters from each. Precisely. And the next. Five more. We put the prepared sample
Stai
into
să
the
vedem după
machine.
ce mă sperie. Ce părere o să am.
Let's see what we have here. The results indicate that the deceased did consume alcohol shortly before her death. However, I can return to the body and continue. The chromatograph results show that we can eliminate alcohol poisoning from our list of potential causes of death. However, remember that alcohol can affect the functioning of the entire body. It disturbs the heart rhythm, accelerating its rate, and dilutes the blood, which may result in more severe bleeding in the event of an accident. Also remember that alcohol affects the First, I'll take samples from the liver and the heart to test the concentration of barbiturates in the body.
Deci numai
That's
să
enough.
nu miște asta
I'll do
în
the
fața
test
mea.
later. Now I remove... No lesions. However, it may... Let's check... The weight is 13. The liver is enlarged.
Tu aici urât arată.
I'll move on to a cross-sectional study. Perhaps the enlargement is the result of early cancerous changes. The blade glides through smoothly. I don't feel like I'm encountering any changes with an unusual structure. No steatosis or cirrhosis. The liver is basically healthy. We already know that the question is what about drugs? I move on to the heart. Oh. At a glance, we can see signs of a heart attack. The deceased is deaf. The liver is so... I better check the data in my notebook. He was a middle-aged guy. He took his medication and forgot about it. So he took another pill. He forgot again and took another one. And another one. Until he took the last one. All right.
Cum să te uiți pe 480? Bă, eu fac Full HD și tot uiți 480. Deci minute 85%. Unde mi...
We close the centrifuge and pray that it doesn't trip anything again.
Deci dacă sari de acolo, da. Jur că bag o dreaptă.
It looks like our luck is in. We can take the samples to the lab now. I wonder how she was able to get hold of these drugs. Okay, 2 samples this time. 6 milliliters each. Well, let's see how much it... Nothing surprising. Significant amount... Looks like I'll have to...
Îmi place că nu se mișcă de pe masă. Sper.
The tests show that the collected blood contained enough barbiturates to cause cardiopulmonary collapse. The question now is whether it was an accident. Before extraction, I ligate the entire organ to prevent its contents from spilling out. Okay, I'm now cutting out the organ, which will move to the board for dissection. Normally, the stomach and intestines are full of surprises.
Și acum să vină careva să-mi bage cuțit în spate. Că și mor.
This time, we
Uite
see remnants of
droge.
undigested food and a dense mass of pills. You don't take the... Length and width normal. No obvious pathological changes. Undigested drugs found in the stomach of the deceased. The direct cause of death was probably an overdose. The deceased's intestine is lungs are normal. The deceased's trachea is normal. Complete patency. Abdominal cavity checked out. We can check the brain. I make a cut to open the lid of the victim's skull and remove the brain. Brain is normal. No obvious lesions. Alright. I need to dissect it on a board.
Ce goală înăuntru.
Using a knife, I carefully cut through the brain tissue. I peek inside a bit, and... I don't think there's anything worth noting. As expected, the deceased no discoloration or changes due to hypoxia. There is still the matter of the marks on the neck. It looks superficial, but who knows? Maybe the spinal cord has been severed. I need goggles and a saber saw. I think the goggles were in the desk drawer. Oh, they're out there. Alice.
Stai că iar mă confund.
Saw. I mean, saw. Fuck. I don't see it here. Oh. I know. I probably left it in the basement after its last cleaning. Mr. Ridley, I need a key to the basement. Why is the key locked? Never mind.
Hey, him. Well, maybe you...
Let's hope they won't. If only he could put that much enthusiasm into his work. I get the feeling that searching through this rubbish is more pathogenic than working with corpses.
Iată chestia.
Please, may this be the last trip.
Și unde e basement?
What?
Nu s-a întâmplat nimic, nu. Nu, nu. Absolut nu. Asta e tot aici. Unde e beciul? Hai meu, unde e beciul?
Fuck. Why did the prison convoy have to get into an accident? Jack, take a deep breath. Deep, pleasantly cool breath. You're nearly finished with the autopsy. Then you can go home and rest.
Ah.
I'll take the saw. Fuck! It's jammed! Doesn't anyone do maintenance around here? Damn hatch. Damn red Pete. Will I ever again? Will I ever be? If only.
What the fuck? Why the...
It would be easier if I put things away properly. Ugh, damn student lectures and their fucking props. And like clockwork, he's already sleeping. Sorry for the short interruption. I hope you'll... And now that I have everything I need, I'll move on to revealing the spinal cord. Spine is removed. I can see that the spinal cord was not severed. This shows that apart from the marks
That's
around the neck, hanging didn't negatively affect the condition of the deceased. Ladies and gentlemen, almost over. Now, to sum up and tidy away the body. The direct cause of Samantha Barker's death was a heart attack resulting from an overdose. Traces found. The autopsy third-party involvement must be excluded. Autograph, and we can start sewing. In the 1950s and
Și efectiv o lăsăm așa goală.
At home, it was a help and comfort. On death row, a farewell to the convicts. Well, thank you for your attention. Tiring day. I can feel those hunger pains coming on. I guess I'll have to pick something up along the way. Gloves in the trash, leave the apron for cleaning. Now I can go. Camera. I didn't turn it off.
Păi și... Nu? Bine.
A nightcap will do me good. Good night, Mr. Ridley. The police will pick up the body and accompanying documentation in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I guess there are actually two things in this world you can be certain of. Death and Ridley's reluctant attitude. Alright, maybe three things. My whiskey on the rocks when I...
Bă, dar chiar nu s-a întâmplat nimic. Lol. Mă așteptam la chestii mult mai grave. Andra, ai dispărut? Ai adormit?
I guess I should have brought my jacket to work.
Nici nu
This
știu unde
block
stau.
can be quite intimidating when it's so quiet. Almost there. Stephen didn't want to go, so I'll drink my whiskey in the company of my TV. Shit. I forgot the muffin. Well, Ridley will have a nice treat for the night. I'm sure he'll be his happy, thankful self tomorrow.
Nici nu mai știu la ce etaj stau. Trebuia să ții minte la ce etaj stau, ori? Aparent știe el.
What? What? What the fuck? But I locked it. I'm sure of it.
Ce frumos. Bine.
Who the fuck did this? I don't have anything valuable. Oh, God. Oh, God. What am I supposed to do now? Money. They must have stolen the money.
Da, și ar trebui să știu ce e aia sau unde e aia. Că dacă ar trebui, nu știu unde e.
Fuck! Great.
Da.
That's all I need. What if it was Red Pete? Where? I need my pills. I can't get my thoughts together. Okay. I'm gonna have to report this to the police. Christ. Why did the neighbors not report anything? I'm calling Stephen. Stephen?
Now, Jack, I told you, I'm going for a drink with you for another night in a row.
That's not why I'm ringing. Although I could do with one. Someone broke into my apartment.
What? Did anyone see anything? Have you called the police yet?
No, I don't. Anyway, as for the...
Look for any...
No, honestly.
Are you...
I think so. I don't know. That's only...
Listen, I'll...
No, lately, I don't know. If anything...
Alright, just if you ever...
I don't...
Take care. If you...
Thanks, Steve. Sorry to... Good night. What? I guess I should clean this shit up. Where to start? I'm glad this didn't...
Jack, why?
I think I'm just tired. Maybe I could barricade the door with this. I should pack this thing away. I have no interest in DIY at the moment. Now I'm sure I won't get caught up in these papers. Alice's family should really have some of these. What a mess. Now if only I could blame this on the... There you go. To be honest, I could leave it like this. I still don't understand why Alice liked this painting so much. That's enough for now. Jeez, I'm exhausted. I'll get the rest in the morning.
Cred că o să ajung la nebuni. What?
Oh yeah, I should take my pills. I feel like it takes me forever to finish these things. That's enough. It will never look clean. I need to quickly change and finish getting ready. I'm gonna be late for work again. Got my keys, got my files. Check. Time to go. Remember to close the door properly, Jack. I'll ask them. I wonder if Ridley fixed the coffee machine. What?
Ciudat. Bă, n-am coborât unde trebuie.
Maybe a bit optimistic. I'd better grab a coffee on the way.
Da, nu e chiar așa horror jocul ăsta. Mă așteptam la altceva.
I'm exhausted. I wonder who Stephen brought in today. Good morning, Mr. Ridley. No, he's not here yet? No, I'll do without him. I hope he... Oh, come on. He was too lazy to even wheel the gurney to the autopsy room.
Nu mi s-a făcut pelea de găină sau... Nu.
almost there. Now for the tough part. The body needs to be moved. Where's... Alright. I just need some gloves and my apron. Then I can get to work. I'm going to need my tape recorder for this. Autopsy dated November. Led by... I begin by verifying the end. It's most likely. It is also known that the last person who... Police records also... Firefighters found the body after the... And at one... I proceed to open the most important task in forensic identification of a drowned person is to distinguish whether the death occurred before or after entering the water. Okay, that could have been worse. I carefully removed the victim's clothes so as not to... The deceased one shoe is missing. I'm... Definitely the first thing that stands out is the very advanced... The skin of the deceased appears very delicate, smooth, and relaxed from being in the water for a long time. The whole body is extremely pale.
Ce mă lasă să fac pauză?
It's likely that the deceased was lying on her back when she was fished out. The so-called washerwoman's skin on the feet. The deceased had indeed been in the water for a long time. The skin on the hands can be easily separated from the body. The separation takes the form of a glove. There are some obvious scratches on the skin. There are bruises and hemorrhages on the neck. These usually occur due to increased inhalation when fighting to breathe underwater. Post-mortem markings are seen on the underside of the body. That is, on the back, thighs, and calves of the deceased. So, after the preliminary exam, it's time to take a closer look at today's date. It is based on... Where the spots have a purplish, which is a typical sign. We see thick white...
Zici că e vomă.
There are obvious scratches. These evidence of... No obvious sign. The skin... Some... Yep, pretty... Liver... Due to the fact that her feet never... Okay, that's probably enough to indicate a direction for further examination. I'd better note that down on the marks found on those abrasions appear. There doesn't seem hands heavily ringed considering the deceased's penchant for diffuse spots are caused by blood rotting in the veins. Their liver mortis of a different color could indicate poisoning with carbon monoxide, cyanides, or nitrates. However, this is not the case here. Before I begin the dissection, I'll make sure... The suitcase with the fingerprint equipment should be around here somewhere. hazardous. With decomposing bodies, the tissue of the pads of the fingers, if the body of the deceased is well preserved, the fingerprint sheet should always be checked. Slipping fingers, too much or too little ink, or inaccurate hand position can make fingerprints illegible. I'm going to conduct a dactyloscopic examination. If in fact the deceased is in the police database, I will find her. Glycerin is injected successively between the nail and the skin of each finger. The substance then enters the fingertip, removing shrinkage and wrinkles. Now I take a brush. Only when the skin is taut and elastic can you use ink. I think it's enough. I'm getting fingerprint samples. In the case of drowning victims, you have to be extremely careful. The skin may fall off the hand like I'll use the fax machine to add the print into the system.
Și unde le duc?
Green button and... Once the data uploads, I'll run... Great. The data is there. Click upload. Now, go through the database and find a matching print. Expect possible hours of fun. One more. Analyze button. And we have a result. Everyone has, even if it's... So, as predicted, the deceased turned out to be Harper Lloyd. That went smoothly.
Asta e tot aici. Doamne ajută.
Great. Now I can go back to my inspection. I'm adding the name of the deceased. I'll start the internal examination by taking fluid from the victim's brain. A needle inserted through the nose will do the trick. If the victim was alive when she fell into the well, she must have swallowed water fighting for her life. And then diatoms, characteristics of pooled water like a well, got into the body. In the meantime, I'll check the sample under the microscope. I'm sure that these algae traces will be found in the samples taken from the well where police found the body. Now I need to adjust the knobs properly and place the diatom in the center of the slide. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this distance. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. The aperture still needs adjustment. It's not and perfect. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid. And perfect. Great. This way I'll see if I'm dealing with a large concentration of these algae. Oh, I'm finally starting to see something here. It's not a dirty lens, I'm afraid, but rather a bad focus. And perfect. It's not a dirty lens, and perfect. As expected, we found their upper which over. The presence of diatoms in the brain samples taken indicate that the deceased was certainly alive when she fell into the water and was possibly conscious. Since there were diatoms in the brain, it means that many more of them must have entered the body. Studies of the rest of the organs will most likely confirm this hypothesis. I can finally get to the practical part. I must be extra careful because the skin of the deceased is very stretched. I wouldn't want an explosion here. You can immediately see a very large swelling of the organs. In addition, all internal organs are very congested. I proceed to remove the rib cage. It's easy to see that the ribs have been imprinted in the lungs. So, I'm going to start by drawing blood from... If diatoms were only present in the lungs, this would mean that the victim was placed in the well after death, and the perpetrator wanted to get rid of the corpse in this way. Now, I remove the lungs. Taking the lungs in my hand, I feel that the tissues have lost their elasticity, which is the result of water emphysema. In addition, there is significant swelling of the organs, and as a result, we have a nice imprint of the ribs. The emphysema itself, it's clear how far it's progressed, which is characteristic of Corpses found in water are worth examining with a tomograph. However, I can't count on such luxuries, so I must reach for a more archaic technology. A bucket and water.
Păi și asta nu-i găleată, mâncați așa. Storage room, digma. Dar eu l-am văzut pe la acolo, nu?
Who... Has anyone been here? I hope no one dipped a mop in it. It's best to go to the lab for this. Oh, Jesus.
No. 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 Hai să discutăm un pic. Andra, dă-și tu besaș pe cea dacă știi ce-a băcați-aș. Că nu duc. Eu refuz să continui. Am voie, pot? Eu de unde iau apă? Cum iau apă? Am uitat să iau apă? Bă.
It won't be needed for the next few months. Historically, the lung float test is used to detect infanticide. The water should be at room temperature. That's enough. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water. This checks if there is air in the lungs. And speaking of lungs, everything is ready to bring them here. Of course, such a study isn't without flaws. Air may have entered a newborn's airways during resuscitation attempts. Gases released during decomposition could also give a false result. In this case, however, it's about something else. Namely, the amount of fluid in the lungs. To test for this, I have to place the lungs in a container of water and wait to... Just as I assumed, the lungs collapsed easily. Fluid could have entered the lungs during panic attempts to catch breath underwater, but it could also be the result of bacterial infections or cancer, so further investigation is needed. I move on to dissecting the lungs of the deceased. You can hear the distinct, very unpleasant crackling of the tissues being cut through. The parenchyma is remarkable, although small. All right. Now, I will check the collected fluid under a microscope. If we find 20 diatoms on the slide, it can be considered drowning, and our result is not false positive due to possible contamination. Oh. I'm finally starting to see something here. I won't even notice an army of diatoms from this. Great. This way I'll see it. And perfect. As expected, there are smaller and there will I'll make a note of all this. So far, this case looks pretty standard. It's clear from the beginning that it's drowning. Well, the procedure requires me to check everything anyway. So, I move on to checking the other organ. Strongly developed putrefactic hemolysis of the organ can be seen at first glance. Apart from that, no signs of a heart attack. I move on to the next organ. This time, it's the liver. It's immediately apparent that the deceased didn't care. The beginnings of cirrhosis. I transfer the organ to a board and proceed to dissect. The cross-section clearly showed, and I must admit, considering Harper enjoyed drinking so much that she might not have lasted a few more years. I move on to the stomach. I take a sample of the fluid for testing. It looks very turbid. I'll see what happens after spinning, but that's in a moment. Now, I carefully ligate the organ, then cut it off. It's enlarged, probably full of putrid gases. I transfer it to the board and carefully open it. One thing you'd never get used to is how much this desk smells. Okay, so let's check the diatoms. But in a centrifuge for a change. The problem with whether the death was due to drowning or wet cramp, such an analysis and that's why it's so important to collect as many samples as possible. Unfortunately. Okay, this is one last little sample.
Oh.
Now, set. Done. I'll run it directly into the chromatograph and run it against the data from the police. I'm certain the analysis will show similarities between the fluid and water in Chelsea's well. Let me think. 3 milliliters should be fine. Okay, now it's the chromatograph's turn. Yes. The water sample matched. Well, the results are quite clear. I was hoping it would be a more interesting case. More diatoms. And now. There's little left to do. Interesting. Looks like there's something stuck in the trachea. I'm moving to the board for further inspection. I dissect the trachea and open the organ. Inside, I find a wedding ring. This is based on the size. I can say that it's a woman's wedding ring. Quite there's in a
Păi bun. Joc.
What? Oh, but this is my ring. Alice is. But how did it? But this should be it. I have it. At home. I have to check this. Where are my meds? Where the fuck are my meds? Jesus Christ! Hope these all make it go away. I have to check the apartment. It can't be. Jesus Christ! Mr. Ridley. Mr. Ridley!
What's all the ruckus?
I need to.
What?
I have to.
Oh, there was. Dorothy was, but only for. What's wrong with you?
Okay.
What about the.
I'll come back. Jesus Christ! I have to check this out.
Ciudat.
This. Where is it? Where is it? Where? Please. It's not here. It's not. I need to go. This is sick. Fuck. Come on, Stephen. Pick up the fucking phone!
Hey. What's up, man?
They took the ring!
What? What ring? What are you talking about?
They took the wedding ring. Alice's wedding ring!
One sec. You mean burglary? You said nothing was missing.
Yes, I know! I know that! I don't know. I was jittery. Maybe I didn't notice. I don't know, but... that's not the worst of it.
Calm down, Jack. Breathe. What happened?
I found it in the trachea of the deceased I was working on. Do you understand? I pulled it out of a dead woman's trachea!
What?
I don't know what's going on. You think Red Pete wants revenge? He's playing with me. Huh? I knew it. I knew it from the beginning this was going to happen. I didn't make it up!
Jack, listen to me. Try to calm down. Don't leave the apartment. I'll be with you right away, okay? I'm on my way.
What sane person would do something like that? How? And when? When the fuck? Fucking Ridley lets in whoever he likes as usual. What are you saying? Stephen? Don't leave me, man. Come on. Fuck. Oh, God, what now? Okay, just calm down. Just calm down. I need a drink. Jesus. What's going on? Just one sip more. Yep. Jesus. Just one sip more. Okay.
E dubios jocul ăsta, să nu mor dacă nu.
All right. I can't do it anymore. These reports will kill me one day. I'll have to finish it over. It's time to go to work. I should take out the trash first. Jesus. Fuck. Maybe I'll just ignore it. Yes?
Hi, this is Charlotte. I guess I interrupted you again?
Oh, hi. No, I wrote reports in those last sections, and I was just about to leave for work.
I always know when to call.
Yeah, definitely. What's up? How are you?
I'm good, thanks. What about you?
Okay,
Oh, that's nice. Then, did you have a moment to look for something from... Well, the photo I asked you for?
It hasn't come. Sorry, but...
No, not yet. Maybe I'm too impatient. I'm sorry for rushing. You have so much...
It's okay. No worries. Pills. I almost forgot to take my pills. So...
Yeah.
Have to...
Yes.
Let me know, then I'll try...
Oh, really? That... really?
I know it means a...
Well, thanks. Bye.
Damn. Did I mess up the address? How am I gonna get those pills? Maybe I should invite Charlotte to do something herself. Ugh. Why is it so wet? Ugh. Ugh. I should know this time. Fucking hell! I wonder if Alice's mother has a film of this photo somewhere. I actually hadn't thought about it before. I should call her on Friday.
Cred că să-l luăm și închidem, că mă cam ia somn.
Oh, God. Why do I like sleeping so much?
Așa că eu vă las. Chit că dormiți sau nu dormiți pe live. Somn ușor să aveți. V-am pupat. Ciao.